What up, everyone? This episode has been brought to you by Jamhits. Jamhits is a one-stop shop for all of your multimedia needs, whether you're an artist in need of some studio time, recording a music video, if you're in need of printing out some artwork for your upcoming album, show, or merch, Jamhits is the place for you. We also have many different podcasts and radio shows in which you can promote yourself in the confines of our state-of-the-art studio. I guarantee you, once again, Jamhits is the place for you, so go give them a follow on Instagram. This is for all of my sneakerheads out there. I get all of my sneakers from one place, and that is Inland Empire Sneakers. Are you tired of paying those extra fees on certain websites? Are you tired of missing the beat on the latest drops? Are you tired of your shoe plug being outrageously overpriced? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, go give Inland Empire Sneakers a try. That's my primo, and let him know that Santi sent you. Once again, Inland Empire Sneakers on Instagram. Go give them a DM, go follow them, and for an extra discount, let them know your boy Santi sent you. Welcome to another episode of Santi's Section. My special guest today, the homie goes by the name Big Serbs, and from what I've observed so far, I mean, he's an artist, a podcaster, amongst other things. I think he just told me before we started recording that he produces as well. And I've been observing him for a minute, and the homie right here, he's very, very outspoken. So, hey, we're about to break the ice on this one, huh?
Outspoken, I think, is an understatement. Just because I feel like now in today's society, I feel like people don't say what's on their mind, or people are afraid to get canceled or whatever. So, I mean, I guess outspoken is a good way to put it.
Yeah, you just speak your mind.
I really do, man, and I think that's just always from childhood. That's how I always been. I was always like the class clown. I was never quiet. I was never, I was always out there in some way, whether it be speaking my opinion or like just doing things that I love doing. So like that's just always been me.
Yeah, I've noticed that you which I would love to start off with that. Like you said, like you always speak your mind and all of that. I mean, where does all that come from? Because like, dude, like I can't do what you do. Like I've seen your podcast. You're by yourself, and you just don't stop. You keep it going.
I really don't. Yeah. I'm just like the little engine that could, man. It's just really it's just like I had to get used to it because, to me, like I tried therapy and therapy just didn't work. So I was like, I'm gonna voice shit and like make it entertaining and just put it out there. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. So it was really just the podcast came out of me speaking on. Well, first I wanted to be like a hip hop show but then I felt like I started getting into like chismoso shit, like Rihanna's having a baby and fucking whatever, like that doesn't really matter, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I found my lane was more so what do I like my life and what I like talking about and the things that I got going on. So that's pretty much, I didn't find that until like 50 episodes in or something like that. It took a while. Like you're gonna notice that too. Like once you guys are like around 50 or something like that, and then 100, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, like maybe we shouldn't have interviewed that fool, or you know what I mean? Like, or you'll get more better guests. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna find out that the chemistry just works better. You know what I mean? So I forgot what the question was.
No, it's all good, homie. Hey, and you know what? I mean, that's why myself, like when people have canceled and shit like that, I've thought I've watched you and I'm like, should I? But I'm not there yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But with the special guest thing and all of that, I agree with you. You do end up having somewhere down the line, you end up having some regrets for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like myself, where like I do need a motherfucker to hold my hand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you exemplify that for sure, where you're like, okay, I'm gonna take the steering wheel on this one.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I like that about you. So how you've told me, but for the people that haven't or heard you or seen or watched your podcast or listened to your music, let them know how many episodes you're in already. You already told me that shit fucking blew my mind. And when did this start?
Okay, so I'm on episode 157. I just did 157 last night with the homie. I don't want to wait. When is this coming out?
This one releases next Saturday, the 13th.
Okay, so next Saturday. Okay, so at this point, Ascend. I don't know if you know Ascend Beats. Okay, so he's probably one of the dopest. He's my favorite producer from Ontario. He's dope, man. He's produced for a lot of great artists. I think he's worked with Hit Boy. Really interesting conversation we had yesterday, and we did it in the park, like the big park. They had soccer games going on, and kids were like riding their bikes and looking at the camera like, what are you guys doing? It was awesome. It was just like really dope. So it's 100. We were at 157 episodes. I'm gonna do 158 probably like tomorrow or something like that. But really, it just started in 2021, like literally like the last days of like me getting high and shit. So the first episode is literally one of the last times I ever got high, and the first episode is horrible. Like it's me all like crossfaded, and yeah, it wasn't good. But I feel like through my sobriety and like through just talking, and really the podcast is for me and not for anyone else. Like it's really therapeutic for me to come on like a platform, my own platform, and just talk all kinds of shit, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? And sometimes it'll get you like in trouble and shit, but I feel like we need more of that. Like I feel like that's what people like, is just the raw, the uncut.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like same here, dog. Like I want motherfuckers to agree to disagree with me. You know? I feel like if you have someone that you're just agreeing with on everything, or if your audience is just agreeing with you on everything, then you're doing something wrong.
Of course.
You know
if you don't rattle some rattle some cages, what is it? I think you're playing it too safe. I mean, it's not bad, but I just feel like it's there's no risk. If there's no risk, there's no reward. So
exactly. And shout out to, I mean, a few of my guests already, I feel like they rattled some cages, and I'm like, I haven't heard the feedback yet. I mean, most people, they're gonna tell you, oh, amazing episode, this and that, but I like that. I feel like that sets the tone for what's to come. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, talk your shit. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course. Why are you gonna be talking like on a platform if you want to be all political and like, you know what I mean? But there is some things that you should probably not say publicly. But like if we avoid them kind of conversations, then it's like, I don't know. Just speak what's on your mind. You don't have to be all like Ronald Reagan with it, but at the same time, you don't have to be like, fuck this fool, and he's a bitch, he's a buster, like that. You should probably kind of refrain from that.
And with shit like that, even that being said, I feel like we're in an era where clips are taken out of context. You know what I'm saying? So like the last episode, I'm sure if I would have put out some clips from the last episode, motherfuckers would have been like, what the fuck, homie?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like on what? Like on what?
Yeah, no, well, because, I mean, that's my boy, right? So I have his back, and he was touching on, like, I think you've seen the clip where he's talking about people biting or, become
for sure.
the original, right?
Yeah.
The rest of that conversation, if I would have clipped out if I would have posted the clip right after that, I'm like, fuck that. We were tipsy, and I'm like, fuck yeah, check it out. No one sounds like my boy. You know what I mean? No one fucking sounds like him. And if you sound like him, it's not you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, okay, I got to be a little methodical with what I put out there, because it's sad how shit could really be taken out of context.
Yes, but at the same time, it's like that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying not to say the wrong things, that I feel like that hinders you. Like you don't learn. Yeah, like you're gonna learn from your failures more than your successes. Yeah. You know, at some point you're gonna fuck up.
Oh, for sure.
Don't even try to avoid it. Like go full head on with it. That's always been me. Like I've never been afraid to make mistakes. I've never been afraid of fucking, like growing up. I feel like kids are too safe now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Kids, they grow up in bubbles or whatever, and they they're wearing body armor, riding bikes or shit like that. Like, bro, I fucked myself up so many times on whatever, quads, riding bikes. Like, I think I was the last of the era to actually go outside and have an imagination and run from dogs and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hop fences or whatever. Like,
fucking cuts, bruises, all that shit.
Of course, man. Come home sometimes, my legs would be all fucked up and scraped up and whatever, dude. Like, being just kid shit, bro.
It was the iodine era.
Iodine, getting all Terminator on us. Nah, but I feel there are kids outside obviously now, but it's just a different era. I wouldn't know what it's like to be a kid, obviously growing up now, but just times are changing and like times are fucking weird now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's funny that you touch on that because when you were talking about recording at the park, right? That's the thing that went through my head. Like, fuck, that must be a good feeling. Just chopping it up with someone and you hear the kids in the background.
Yeah.
But fuck, homie, I mean, like you said, 20 years ago, you could do that from your porch. You know what I'm saying? And get that same feel. Now you got to go to a fucking park to get that feeling.
I mean, honestly, it really depends on where you live too. Because like I remember, if you're like more in like a community centered neighborhood or something like that, then it would feel like that. Like there's a park down the street from my house that I like going to, and it's like that. But then again, it's a HOA. So that's kind of different. I get what you mean though, but it's all. Yeah, I guess it's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, just like even with like with what you said, the body armor, all this, like shit's too organized now. With things that weren't limited when we were growing up. I'm saying we as if you're my age, but I mean you touched on it and you're part of that era. You still got a little taste of it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You would just go outside and find shit to do.
No, it's true.
Like maybe like it just seemed like you would go outside and all the homies would be outside too. Yeah. And then you would find things to do. You would go outside, either get into trouble or whatever. Like
and it would give you a different perspective on life growing up. You already would learn the ropes since you were this small. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd learn the ropes. Okay, like you said, the homies at the park.
Yeah.
Right? You grew up knowing homies at the park isn't that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now, kids in this era, like they grow up and they see the homies at the park. They don't know that the homies at the park aren't bad until they're fucking 18 or 19.
Maybe, I don't know.
It depends.
Like I said, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what it would be like to grow up now.
Yeah. And I say that because I have an 8-year-old.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not a father either.
Yeah, so you know. I have an 8-year-old and that's how it is. Like she does ask questions where I'm like, damn, like these kids are isolated from a lot of shit.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, daddy, like, I'll just say this story. Growing up, you know, with people that were homeless or things like that, I grew up knowing that that's a part of life, right? And once upon a time, my daughter, I remember she was like 5, and she called me and she said, "Daddy, I'm afraid of the man in front of Walgreens." And I'm like, I asked her mom, I'm like, what is she talking about? She's like, oh, she's scared of this homeless man. So my daughter couldn't sleep. She's like, I'm scared of him. I'm like, dude, what the fuck am I going to do? Right. And what I ended up doing was I got a box of donuts one day and I picked I check it. Box of donuts. Check it out. We had a box of donuts on me. And there was a lot. It was a dozen donuts, and we're a household of 3. And I remember my daughter brought him up. I see the box of donuts, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, come here, go with me. We're gonna go for a ride. And what we did was, I went for a ride, and she said, "Where are you taking me?" I'm gonna take you so we could talk to the man that's outside of Walgreens. And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Watch, check it out." And she's like, "No, Daddy, I'm scared." So I pull up to Walgreens. I'm like, "Is that him?" She's like, "Yeah, that's him." I'm like, "Hey, man, come here." Came, he got the box of donuts, shook my hand. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much." But that helped her overcome that fear, and it helped her have that different perspective. You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, wow, he's nice, Daddy. Thank you. I want to do this more." So we started doing that. This is during COVID, like more often we started doing that. You know, it became our little Saturday, get down. And what the point of that was that growing up, those lessons, you learned them by yourself because we had more exposure,
Yeah. For sure. Growing up, it was more so, I don't know. I feel like I don't think like what is it? I don't think I remember things like that, but I do remember like little glimpses of that because as a kid, you don't know, you don't understand the world and all its little intricacies and all that. Yeah. Like from being young, I just knew that, okay, well, my parents have to work all the time. So my older cousins are the only ones that could watch me and babysit me, but they're like teenagers and they like doing things that they probably shouldn't be doing. Yeah. So you don't realize that as a kid. You're just like, oh, these are my cousins, and like, you know what I mean. And then you're like, you were an asshole, bro. Like, but you were younger, so I mean, I guess you got to give people the benefit of the doubt,
definitely.
But at the same time, it's like, if you don't have those experiences, if you don't have those lessons or growing up or that education, you're gonna like grow up looking at the world in a certain way because like maybe you're either prejudiced or racist about certain things like that. And you got to understand like that growing up, like what are your triggers? Why are you scared, or why are you afraid, or why, just why. You got to ask yourself why in the face of whatever it is you got going on.
The root causes.
Exactly. You know yeah. So I think that's really dope that, you did that with your daughter. I wouldn't have bought donuts. I would have got him like, you know what I mean? A McDouble or something. I've been like, hey, bro, a whole dozen, bro. And he got me fucked up. I would have been like, dog, pick one. Because you're not about to take a whole dozen, bro. Shit is so expensive now, a dozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is anyway.
Yeah,
but,
it's been a minute. Yeah, for me. But yeah. I mean, that was during COVID. COVID prices were, everything was all inexpensive. A lot less. A lot more less.
Some was more expensive than other shit. Like you couldn't find paper towels. Or
toilet paper. You had to go to the swap meet.
That was the plug.
So you could resell. Yeah, they had all the resale sellers at the swap meet with all the wipes and toilet
bottles
paper,
of Windex and all that Lysol cans of Lysol. Those motherfuckers. I never even thought about that. I was like, well, we got to stockpile this shit, bro.
Yeah, then they even had the bootleg fucking hand sanitizer, homie. For reals.
For real?
Yeah, they had bootlegs hand sanitizers. They would make their own little, they'd buy the big old freaking jug of hand sanitizer and they'd make their own little
those fools were just throwing Clorox wipes in a bucket and making a bruja fucking stew out of that shit and just fucking diluting the shit out of it and selling it for double, bro. Hey, man, get your money. I'm with that. Right? I'm with that all the way.
Yeah, we missed that boat on.
I mean, hey, but no matter the hustle of what you do, man, you got to be really cognizant of what
exactly.
Hey, man, those fools are probably selling T-shirts or fucking cacahuates or whatever at this point. You gotta get in where you fit in, bro. Yeah. So you know what I mean.
Speaking of T-shirts, the homie did bless me with the little something right here when he pulled up. Check it out.
That's one of one too, by the way.
One of one.
Like literally, no one has that color or that logo. That was the everlasting. Love is Love promo drop that I did for Valentine's Day for my album, and I wanted to hook the homie up, man. I don't look like I'm not about to give you a shirt and then charge you. Damn. I think that's kind of whack. You know what I mean? I hate when people do that. Like back in the day, fools will hand you a CD and then like as you're grabbing, oh, that'll be $5. I just like, no, bro, what are you talking about? I'll fucking throw that shit. I'll frisbee that shit, bro. Yeah, you're not gonna tell me something that costs $150, $99 or $150 plus shipping and taxes. You know what I mean? Like $5.
And you know what, homie, right now that you said that, I guess, and you could let them know after I say what I'm gonna say. I guess I got trauma because let them know what I told you once you handed it to me or what I asked you.
Oh, how much do I owe you or something like that?
Yeah.
Why? For what? I feel like that's so played out to where it's, everything is for profit. Yeah. Like, no, we're all trying to build something here, bro.
That's
so
right.
You know what I mean? Why not? I'm building my brand. You guys are, building the podcast, whatever, your platform, whatever you guys got going on. So it's, the love is reciprocated. You know what I mean? You guys are giving me an opportunity. So anytime I try to give the opportunities is, you know what I mean? Or whatever I can give, I try to give that, bro.
Yeah.
Mike, what's your size? What you got?
Large.
You're a large. Next time I roll through here, I got something for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's how. That is, to me, one of the first steps, or one of the most important steps in the art of networking.
Yeah.
For sure. And I mean, yeah, you can say you have to put a price on what you put out at one point. You know what I mean? But like you said, it's like you're not you're trying to get to the point where you're becoming a household name. You know what I mean? And you have to make your sacrifices. You have to invest in yourself.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but not only that, is like getting your brand out there. Like my father, he has his coworkers that they sell, because my dad's a mechanic, so they sell the Matco tools and all that shit. So literally, this fool would give my dad free tickets, sweet tickets to like the Kings games, and you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's all in good business that you like kind of, it's not even an opportunity, but you give people, like, I don't know, you just give and you don't expect nothing in return. But like, I know, but like whatever it is, I know my dad is probably whatever, like helped this fool out in some way. And right. I know I know that dude, I don't know his name, but he's like, I remember bringing up like, I wanted to break apart my Xbox controller and like, you know, jailbreak it or whatever. And, you know, this dude gave me a whole like toolkit to break open the Xbox 360 controller and do whatever. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's just really learning little things growing up, is like, be cool, be cool. Like, that's just some cool shit to do. And everybody's like, hey, Mike, you want this bottle of water? $2.50, dog. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is a bottle of water, bro. I got this. Everyone knows, bro. We don't have to hide nothing in business. You get this for whatever, 50 cents, and you sell it for $2.50. It's really nothing. You know, it might cost a little bit, but how much does a dollar really cost when you're trying to, like, you know, just say like, I appreciate you, I appreciate the opportunity, or, you know, whatever.
Or like and when you go to the clubs, they sell a bottle of water for $5.
Yeah.
Like some tripped out shit. Yeah.
That's why we all pre-gaming it.
Yep.
That's why
why we pregame. Yeah, fucking A. That is I'm the fucking king of pregame, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every venue I go to, any event I go to, I take my backpack with me or a little ice chest. Right before I get off, many times I'm by myself. I'm in the car pre-gaming, listening to some tunes, and just, you know.
They say, what is it? Drunk driving is illegal, but there's a parking lot at every bar.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what the fuck are we doing? You know, drugs are illegal, but they let everybody slide with their shit.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It's fucking crazy.
What are we doing?
Yeah, and just to add on to that, so like, yeah, if I hit a fucking venue, first thing I do is I'll pop one open, I'll drink, I'll get off, I'll go to the front door and be like, hey, is there a re-entry? If they tell me no re-entry, all right, I'll be back in about an hour. It's
fucking Santi. I don't what is it? I don't drink, or I've been sober for like 2.5 years, so I don't, like, me being sober is just taking me away from all the extra fat in my life that I didn't need, and it's just got me focused in the music and the podcast.
How long did it take you to change your perspective, or if you don't mind me asking, were you dependent on the substances? You were? Oh, okay.
Pretty much, it was like not only like psychologically, but like lifestyle wise, and that's what people don't understand. It's more of a lifestyle thing. You know, you wake up, you know, the dispensary opens at 9, so I gotta go at fucking 9 o'clock sharp, be like one of the first 5 people, like it's a fucking Nike drop, you know, buy an eighth or whatever, get some tacos from the taqueria or whatever, so it becomes a part of your day, is what I'm trying to say. You wake up, you pick up, you do whatever, and it's just a part of your lifestyle. And for me, like, it just it's really weird, dude, because I started, the last time I smoked, I started getting paranoid, which is weird. Like, I would literally like Blaze and fucking, it would be like, you know, I'd be like in this tranquil fucking Bob Marley ass state, and then like the last times it would be like fucking just this weird like paranoia or anxiety that I started getting. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why am I feeling like this? And then drinking too, like the last time I drank, like I fucking blacked out and my heart started racing and I thought I was gonna have a panic attack. So really, I didn't stop because I wanted to. I felt like I stopped because I had to. So that's just where my sobriety came in. It was just me being like, I'm done with this shit. Like,
so it's safe to say you weren't doing any of it in moderation.
Fuck no. I don't think I do anything in moderation. I have like a super, what is it? I think I have like a bit of an addictive personality.
You're an extreme person in every area of your life. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If I'm painting a lot. Or if I've gotten better with that with time and shit. Like just knowing where to be excessive. in certain places, like either making music or doing the podcast. But yeah, it's just it's not good for you. And like I said, going back to if these are things that you realize and you know you understand yourself, then you're better off
without them.
And they're just going in your life about these changes.
Yeah, because you become dependent, and then at one point you're powerless over them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, would you say that since you're not smoking or
I don't
drinking,
do anything. Yeah, I don't do anything.
From before now, do you feel better?
Of course.
Like more focused, everything.
Just focused, just my mind. Like, because once you get your mind right, everything else follows. Your life, your body, your spirit, how you navigate the world and the universe, that's how it changes. Because once you pollute your mind, once you're trying to escape, because that's what I was doing it for. I was trying to escape. I was trying to like not deal with the world and fucking, I think, like I was just not trying to deal with anything. And now that I'm sober, it's just more so now I'm dealing with it with a clear head, and I don't have to run to the bottle or fucking, you know what I mean? Like, my mom says this shit. Love you, Ma, but I gotta burn you real quick. But my mom would be like, my mom still says shit like, I need a cigarette, or like shit. And she don't even smoke, which is the funny shit. Like she don't do nothing. Like she's sober too, but like, you know, I get that. You know, I totally get that. But I'm like proud of my mom that she's sober now, because she used to be like amino alcoholic too. So I'm glad she got her shit together, because you know, it's just better without. Like, I'm all about sobriety, because there's countless songs of me like promoting and endorsing like whatever it is, you know what I mean, intoxicants, and that's just not where you want to be. That's not where I want to be in life. If you want to be all fucking hippie and shit like that, that's, you know, that's you. I could really care less what anybody else does. But for me personally, this has worked in my life, and you know, I started losing a bunch of weight and I got sober like all at the same time.
That's good. And how did you, because I feel like, and you touched on it a little bit, when you're going through a binge or when you're addicted, right? Mostly you're doing it, like you said, to escape and to sweep your bad days under the rug. How do you handle your bad days now versus when you were in your addiction? Like what's the blueprint that you have for that?
You don't be a pussy. you just tackle them head on, bro. Like what, like, there's no secret formula to living life. You just live it, and you live it without you don't live it. You live it with no regrets, and you live it with no crutches. You know what I mean? Like, even if it was like, oh, just, you know, I, you know, half a joint or whatever. Like, still, bro, like you're still running away from something or not trying to deal with something. Like, you know, that, like, for me, it was. Like, I have a song called Ain't Enough that's on Green Light 3. Like, that's what it got to. Like, the weed, it wasn't enough. The alcohol wasn't enough. So I think it just got to a point where me and my soul, like, I was just not, like, happy with life. You know what I mean? Because once you start using and shit, you know, it's very, I think George Carlin said this, but it's a lot of, what is it? At first, when you do it, it's a lot of pleasure, little pain. But then it gets to a point where it's a little pleasure and a lot of pain. You know what I mean? And then I started getting, you know, I started abusing pills, and then I got in a little, you know what I mean? What is it? Skiing and shit.
Oh,
so,
shit.
like, you know what I mean? For lack of a smarter word. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just, you gotta and that's what I realized too. And my cousin, thank God, my cousin, shout out my cousin Cisarin. He was like, what is it? He had the plug, and he was like, I don't want you doing this. Like, he gave me, like, let's say we had a cup, right? And he was like, we're splitting this right here. And I said, why? I want a whole cup. And he was like, because I don't want you getting into this shit. Because he was addicted to it.
Oh, shit.
So he was really looking out for me at the time. I was like, fuck you, man. You're all into this shit. Why can't I be? You know what I mean? But he was really, looking back, he was really trying to look out for me. And he's my older cousin. And I'll forever love him for that. Because seeing that now, I'm like, well, fuck. Like, this fool really saved my life. Because had he just, you know what I mean, enabled me to... Yeah, I probably wouldn't be speaking with you today, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's That's an amazing way to put it, man. Everything you just said. And reason why I asked you is because like I was wondering if you worked the program. You know what I mean?
Oh,
or you
no.
know? Yeah.
Nah, ain't no 12 steps. Just the first step was saying no. Just say no, like Nancy. Just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just say no, bro. But everybody has a different journey. I feel like I'm the exception.
Yeah.
Where it was like something in me just really how I felt like God said, okay, that's enough for you.
Yeah.
Now go and do whatever it is you need to be great at. And I feel like that's all it was. It wasn't no one had to pray for me. No one, everybody get around and everybody let's fucking hold hands and sing kumbaya. No, bro. It was just like, I don't know. It just clicked and my life went on from there.
No, that's good shit, man. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
How much has ever since then, I know you said you already were performing, you already were putting the work together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much has your career evolved ever since then? And do you think it wouldn't have evolved if you would have stayed there?
It would have been slower.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot slower because once I got completely focused, I started networking. I started meeting the right people. I started getting out there. I started to just, why fuck around with my career if I'm really going to do this?
Yeah.
Like, why would I do anything? And plus, like, you need money to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people, I don't know if people like if that's out there, but you need money to fund your career, obviously. And all my money was going towards my habitual shit that I was doing. So that holds you back. That's definitely going to slow the process up, you know?
That's true.
So for me, I started getting focused. I started doing more music. I did the podcast. I started networking with more people. I met, first I met Abe. Then Abe introduced me to Two Souls. Then Two Souls introduced me to Mike Iceberg, you know, and then you. And so it all flows from there. Like just being focused. If you're not focused and if you're not willing to sacrifice the things that are negative in your life, you do not deserve anything great, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to drop all the luggage off and just take that plane, you're a fucking moron, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fuck yeah. Yeah, you become a slave to the wrong things, the wrong substances, the wrong areas in life. You know, when it's like that. You know, so that's amazing. And now, like you said, you're seeing the light, or not the light. You see it all come to fruition now. You know what I'm saying? Little by little.
Yeah.
And like, where are you at now with all of that? Like, are you? Because you seem like a dude that you're young and you're full of wisdom. So like, what do you dive into like with your marketing techniques and your hustle and all of that?
To be honest with you, like I said before, it's not a plan. I just really go out there and I do it.
You're organic.
I'm super, like I'm not real methodical. Like I wish I had a fucking, a board to like put everything down. It's just like off the cuff. Like, okay, I'm gonna wake up and this is gonna happen or some shit like that. Or if I do plan something out, I'll plan everything around it. Like before I came here, I picked up my clothes. So you know what I mean? I'm very spontaneous, but then I'm organized at the same time, so I'm just willing to just go with the flow. I forgot what the question was already, but
no, just like what you've been doing with what you've been diving into. With,
like how I've been marketing
and techniques. And
yeah,
that.
I don't plan it out. It just it happens. And even I think it's just much more organic because I don't like shoving content in people's faces. I do that already with the podcast. There's no need, I chop the clips up. I put them out when I put them out, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Me personally, like if you want to do that, if you there's a certain system that works for you, then that's fine. But me personally, I just like I halfways care and then halfways I don't.
Yeah, I love that you said that, man, because I am one of those that loves reposting. You know what I mean? But the reason why I ask some questions is because I like learning new shit, and I feel like not every marketing, music, it's not a one size fits all,
Yeah.
It's not. And yeah, so like, I know you said you're touching on your pops and your mom and all that. You're from Ontario. You're originally from Ontario?
Okay, so here's the thing. I grew up a lot of different places, and I think that's what made me like a real social butterfly. So I was born in, should I just say it? Fuck it. I was born in Bellflower. I was raised around LA County. Like from, I'll say like 1 to, let's just say like maybe like 12 or something like that. I would spend a lot of my time in Baldwin Park and El Monte. And what is it? I got thrown off a little bit.
Baldwin Park. And
I grew up around LA County, Baldwin Park, and El Monte. So it's just me being like a social butterfly, bro. Like just being around and but I've stayed in Ontario ever since I was like a freshman in high school. So I consider myself like a Ontario representative, even though I'm like not born and raised, but I feel like I represent the Ontario to the fullest because it's like my home. I live there now, and I just got so much love for the city. And there's like a few of us that are out here doing it and doing it great, like Asen, me, and that's all I know for sure that are like, you know, like grassroots type shit. So yeah, I rep Ontario. I live there. I stay there. I love the people. I love cardenas. I love getting me a fucking, you know what I mean? The carne asada. Yeah. You ever been to cardenas and get the fucking, what is it? The food is bomb.
Yeah.
This isn't paid for by them, by the way. But I just wanted to shout out good business, you know what I mean? Like, because this is real Ontario style right here.
Yeah. I mean, i.e., I'm Riverside, but I'm with you. I was born in Arizona, but I'm a Riverside boy.
Yeah,
you know, so
for
I
sure.
Feel you. So you don't feel bad for saying, "Hey, I was born." Should I say it? Fuck it.
Well, no, because people be like, "See, that fool's not from Ontario."
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You're from Bellflower. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I never lived there, not a day in my life, bro. I was just born there. Like, people swear, like, you're gonna come up and people are gonna be like, "Oh, I knew this fool when I was like in first grade. He's not from there." Like, fuck you too, bitch. Like, you don't know how I live. You don't know how I get down.
Talk your shit.
Yeah, you was still cutting the crust off of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You don't know shit about me, dumbass.
Fuck. Damn, dog. That's hilarious. Where do you come up with all this shit, dog? Like, you gotta. Where does Big Serbs come from? Like the mind of Serbs.
I don't know. Like I said, bro, it's not something.
I know it's organic, but I mean, like, what's your hobbies? Like, what is the shit that, like, because you're you're full of wisdom. So
I don't know. I just feel like I've experienced a lot of different things. So I just
put it into words.
I've been through a lot of different shit. Like, I know what it's like to eat. I know what it's like to be hungry. I know a lot. You know what I mean? I'm definitely. I know I grew up a lot more privileged than a lot of my older cousins. Like, I don't want to name them, but I know a lot of my other cousins, like, you know, either single moms or like bouncing from like crib to crib or just whatever it is. So like me, I thank God that I was blessed to be a part of so many different things, so many different communities, and so many different personalities. Like my uncles, like if you were to meet my other uncles, you'd be like, oh, no wonder like this fool is like this. You know what I mean? Because a lot of my other uncles are like, you'll get roasted. Yeah. Like just you like, hey Mike, what's up? Hey, yo, that hat. Boom, and then it's on. Like, you know what I mean? And they like it when you're not afraid to be like, motherfucker, them shoes, those look like Tom Cruise mom shoes. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? It goes down like that. And that's where my personality comes from, is just me growing up and being around these personalities. So I really feel like I'm an amalgamation of everything that I've ever like touched or seen or heard. Like, you know what I mean?
That's good shit. That's good shit. And I've been listening to your music, and where does all that content or that literature, the lyrics, like, where do you get the inspiration from? I did listen to your interview with Advis, where you said that, you know, they're all true stories, or they're it's on shit that you grew up on. I did grasp that, but even like the lingo that you use, bro. I mean, I don't want to put you in a category, you know what I mean? So like, how would you describe it?
It's just me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like, because I know it's more like East Coast. My sound is more like East Coast and shit like that. But that's just what I grew up on. Like growing up, it was more so, all my uncles, they loved East Mobb Deep, Wu, the Redman, Busta. Like there's just so many East Coast that I grew up on. So it was also West Coast too, but it was just more so like, y'all are bumping whoever it is, DJ Quick, Snoop, Dre, NWA, all that. That's cool, but y'all ain't bumping this right here. You're not bumping Helter Skelter, Black Moon, Boot Camp Click, things like, you know, Big L, Biggie, Nas, like whatever, like all that. You know what I mean? So I really feel like my foundation of my music came from growing up. I listened to all that music, and then in school I was always good at English, like just comprehension and grammar and all that, like especially in college, like when it got to like the real, you know, when I had to write like 14-page essays and shit, I smoked that shit.
Yeah.
Like I just knew how to, like, you know what I mean? The Detroit Tigers hat, where did that come from? And I'll find out the founder. I'll find out the thread count, who made, you know, the bill, the all, like I just get it down to like a science, and I do all my research, and I break one fucking hat down in 15 pages and get an A+ in that on my college. So it was just like, I don't know, the writing has always been there, the experience has always been there. So I feel like now, especially now, because when I was younger, my music sucked. It was just trash. I didn't know how to rap. I didn't know how to write really. And now I feel like I have a better grasp of what I want to say, and however I'm feeling, like bring that out into the listener. Like if anything, you're gonna really feel how I feel about this music that I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're definitely a lyricist. I noticed that. And did you start, how long ago did you start writing?
Well, I started writing like in 2012, but it was all like, I call them bullshit raps. Like it was all,
Just
you know,
bars.
Not even like bars, but just like lame raps. Like, you know what I mean? I go home to get stoned to the bone, hold the chrome on the phone. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, shut your ass up. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like 2012. And I was writing, and I kind of stopped. And then 2015, To Pimp a Butterfly came out, Kendrick Lamar. That album is crazy, deep, lyricists, like all that shit. And I'll say like two artists that really like inspired me to really take the music seriously was Sean Price and Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if you're familiar with Sean Price.
Yes, I am.
Crazy fan of Sean Price. Sean P. So yeah, Kendrick Lamar, Sean Price, because it was like very conscious, you know, a thorough lyricism versus like ignorant gun bars like Sean Price. Like he had some other, like, you know, he wasn't all that, but I just love the dichotomy of that, to where I could listen to someone like very, very deep, or I could just listen to someone like saying they punched somebody through a pizza shop window, or you know, smack the shit out of your mom or some shit like that. Like it's just, you know, I love it. I just love music.
So I know you sent me some projects that you put together. How many projects do you have already?
I lost count after 50.
Oh shit. God damn, bro.
Yeah. I dropped what is it? Oh, my bad. I probably dropped like 24 albums and EPs within the last 2 years.
Oh shit.
And I lost count after 50 before then.
Damn.
So, or around then. So I probably got like over 70. You know, some of them you can't even find because I took them down. Like, especially my first, like probably like my first 2 years, you probably can't find some of that stuff. Like I had like 2 mixtapes on Dat Piff, but I think they closed Dat Piff, right? I think so. I think Dat Piff, they archived it, right? So you can't even like listen to, I think you could listen to the popular, like the Kush and Orange Juice, Wiz, or like the Currency. Like I think you could listen to those, but like some fucking kid with like 10 plays on his mixtape, you're not gonna find my shit on there. I think I looked my shit up. You can't even look it up anymore. But yeah, I've just put in the first year of music I started doing. I think I released 9 mixtapes.
Oh shit.
The first year. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Do you with your lyrics and all that, like I don't hear you talk a lot of shit. You talk your shit.
I do.
You talk your shit, but
you gotta listen.
But you being an artist and a podcaster, when it comes down to getting inspired, I mean, fuck, like you have two avenues.
Yeah.
Like which one's your go-to when it comes down to like, I'm gonna talk my shit right now, or I'm gonna fucking vent and do this and that. Like
the way I could put it is, when I really wanna talk about something and not write it out and all that, I'll just get in front of the camera. When I really want to vent and just write it out and write the pain or the tears or whatever, the happiness or whatever, that's what the music's for. So really one is therapy and one is creativity to me.
Yeah.
Like, but also I have fun on camera too. Like obviously we're having here. Like I like having a good time and shit like that. It's halfway therapy and halfway is like I'm just having a good old time. I like the atmosphere of, you know what I mean? Like we're just chilling, bro. Like this ain't an interview to me. Like I hate interviews. Like like so when you were 11, how did you feel when fucking shut the fuck up, dog? Who cares about that shit?
Yeah, and that's why I think we said it a few days ago. I'm like, yeah, with you at least I don't have to worry about that because it happens, bro. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody. I understand some people, they want to promote themselves. They want you to feel as if you have to ask them certain type of questions. You know what I mean? And I love that about you. Where I'm like, fuck, I watched your content. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be one of those situations.
You already knew this was gonna be the one right here.
Yeah.
Just because I'm super open and not too many other, not to like shit on nobody, but not everybody's as open or knows how to articulate. Because you caught me at 150 episodes in, right?
Yeah.
If you caught me like around like episode 1 or 2, I might have been more reserved, more quiet,
Yeah.
But it's not like that.
You know what? I'm gonna learn something from you right now. So when you are in those situations with your podcast, how do you handle those type of guests?
That's a good question.
Damn.
I just think I think it's just really like you got to be real like inquisitive and going back to it. It matters with the guests.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to interview random people or I don't want to have a show with random people because it's like having a conversation with a random stranger. It might be good.
Yeah.
But who really knows? Like if I just met you or if I don't know shit about you, it's kind of like, well, what really are we gonna talk about?
Yeah.
Versus Abe the Freak. I've been knew Abe the Freak, like not like fucking years or whatever, but at least we had a rapport. I did, I think at that time when I interviewed him, we might have did a show already together or, these are people that I think are interesting and that I would actually want to learn from and more about. Yeah. So it's just number one is the chemistry and number two is like being just kind of curious about the individual. Like what would you want to know about them that no one else knows? I hate watching interviews and it's the same fucking questions. Yeah. Where were you born? How did you grow up? You know what I mean? Like, bro, you could watch like 20 other interviews, bro. Yeah. If this fool answered it about a million times.
Yeah, and that's the very reason why, like, for a just an artist-based podcast, things like that. I understand. Like Howard Stern, he's just an interviewer, in my opinion. Yeah, he'll say some shit, but I'm just like, bro, you're just an interviewer. You know what I mean? But I feel that it is you're handcuffing yourself to putting out the same content if you're just doing one thing or like only doing one type of interview or only interviewing one type of individual, because like it's cool. But it's gonna be it's like a replay of the last episode. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But then you gotta also think Howard Stern's radio. Yeah. So you gotta do it in a certain way. He's not a podcaster.
Yeah, it's a different format.
You know? Right. And he would do a lot of like radio shit, like ask the radio questions or have his like 3 other people that would interview chime in with him and all that. It felt, you are now live on the Howard Stern. Like this isn't that, bro. Like we're really chilling and kicking it, so it's 2 different lanes, really.
That's true. 2 completely different lanes. You're right. Yeah. And to reply to something you said, and I touched on that a while back ago. I feel that if from my experiences so far, I'm 1 for 1 on people that I didn't know that just said, hey, let me hop on. And I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? And the homie Uno that I had a couple episodes ago at my last podcast, he fucking, it was great. It's similar to this kind of environment that we're having right now, this kind of chemistry.
The energy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the energy. So I for me, it's still hard to figure that out. Like, how's this outcome going to be with this person or during this episode with you? I knew it was going to be like this. I fucking knew.
You know what she was, you know what you was in for.
I knew what I was definitely in for. Yeah, bro. But good shit, man. upcoming projects do you have, or releases or shows?
Okay, so 420, I'm gonna be doing the After Smoke show with what is it?
30 Miles?
The homie 30 Miles. There you go. Yeah, and a bunch of people are gonna be there. Chicano Syndicate, Aspect, the Aztec, just a grip of fools. Like the lineup is insane. I told him you got to get me in there early, dog, because that LA traffic is a bitch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be in and out, animal style. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I got that. So you're gonna get the exclusive. Greenlight 4 is dropping very soon. I don't want to say the date, but it's pretty much gonna come out by the end of the month, and that shit is crazy. That album is like, I can't even put into words. Like my production, my writing and everything, it just got more. It's much more aggressive than 3, because Greenlight 3 was more like chill and like whatever, but Greenlight 4, I made it a point to approach it with more, because of just like going, like living my life and like where my life is now. I'm like, I'm taking no prisoners now. Like I'm just gonna go full bodyguard hard with this shit, and I don't really rap fast, so that's really what I wanted to do, is just change it up, have faster beats, more different flows. So that's really what I wanted to work on with Greenlight 4. I got the clothes, you know what I mean? Obviously, I got the stickers, I got the merch. If you guys need something, you let me know and I'll get you. This is for February. I didn't bring the March drop, but then I have another drop this month. So I'm consistently doing the clothes, and it's not stopping, bro. The podcast, none of it, bro. It's full steam ahead, bro. I got a lot going on.
No, you do, dog. That's good. And just to touch on the clothes, where can we find it?
You can hit me up directly. Yeah. It's not like you could go to fucking Macy's or something like that. You know what I mean? Can't go to fucking Victoria Gardens and get you a fucking whatever, a Blizzard and a fucking shirt. You hit me up directly, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Direct to consumer.
Yeah.
That's how I'm doing it. Like, there's no middleman. Like, I'm really doing everything. Like, it's a real DIY shit, especially with the clothes, with everything, but just with the clothes. Like, I have an idea. Like, I literally drew the hearts and I sent it to the homie, and I was like, yo, let me I want something like this, and he put his own little like 2 cents into it. So it was like every design, especially like with the clothes, that's something I'm really getting into now. It's just, I'm not competing with fucking, like, it's not even merch to me. Like, this is like, these are very designer clothes to me. I'm not looking at it like this is my merch. I'm not competing with fucking, whatever, Freddy's Guayaberas or whatever the fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm competing with the Louis, the Gucci's,
Yeah. Fuck yeah. As you should.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What else you got on your mind, Omi?
Right now, fucking, I don't know. There's a lot going on in my life, because I feel like I'll jump out the window and say some dumb shit I probably shouldn't say. You know what I mean? So anyways, now we want to talk about some shit? Okay. Fuck this fool and all that. Nah. I just got so much going on.
Yeah, reason why I was asking you that, I mean, I know you have a lot of pet peeves, and I saw the clip where you were talking about, if you don't mind me mentioning.
No, you can go ahead.
I mean,
no,
it's
fine.
out there.
Yeah.
Where you're talking about how people, tell you, oh yeah, I'm gonna post your or I'm gonna send you the footage.
Yeah. That's the worst shit to me. Please do not ever do that. I swear to God, this has happened more times than I would like. Yeah, bro, yeah, fucking follow my IG, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Give me a minute. You know what I mean? All the footage is about 4 hours. You know what I mean? Gonna look through. Okay, bro. Like, you didn't have to tell me all that, bro. Just, whatever. Whenever you can, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
And I hit him up, and then like nothing, crickets and shit. And there's one dude I asked like 3 times politely.
Yeah.
Like, if I have to ask you more than like 3 times politely, the guns come out.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm fucking around.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like that. It feels like the bangers have to come out at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone got to get poked.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
No.
But that's how it feels halfway. Halfway, that's how it feels. You know what I mean? You might get beat the fuck up if you say some disrespectful shit. But, I don't want to take it nowhere like that, man. So I just stay away from people. I like literally just stay away from anybody or anything that'll get me in trouble.
Yeah, it's a trip, dog. And you know what? That's one of my, for me, some people could call it a strength, but I've came to realize that it's probably one of my character defects is I trust too much. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that ain't a character defect.
Well, I don't know what to call it. What would you call it? I mean, it's just like people have told me, dude, like you trust too much. Like not everybody, even if they're telling you, like just the example we gave about the shirts. You know what I mean? Even if they're being your friend, this, and that, there's probably a price tag behind that. You know? So not that I trust too much, is like not everyone's your friend. You know?
I mean, I don't know. Everyone's different. So you can't go around like being like, oh, well, he's not as loyal as me. He's not as trusting as me. It's like, no shit, bro, because we're all different. Yeah. You know what I mean? As long as you live in I don't want to say your truth, but as long as you live your life knowing, you know, you're like giving or you're selfless or you're just being you, then that fuck all that other shit, bro, because you're going to learn anyway. Like, you know, there's snakes out there. It's wild out there, bro. So you're going to learn very fast. Like, you know, and if you trust people anyway, and if you keep trusting people, even when they stab you in the back, if you trust those same people, then that is kind of on you. But like, you just got to move like, oh, okay, like I've been around this situation. I'm not going to be around that anymore. And then just move accordingly.
It's on that, fool me once, shame on me. I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Exactly.
Shit. Yeah.
Because if you're willing to run across the freeway and not think you're going to get hit by a car, then I don't know, man. You're kind of IQ's below sub 70. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, fuck. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, man, it's been a amazing fucking conversation.
Of course.
You know?
We barely
scratched the surface.
Seriously. This could be a whole series.
It could be the Big Serb series.
Yeah, the Santi's Serb section. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Santi section with Serbs. I don't know.
Yeah, that shit sounds sick.
Yeah, anytime you guys want me on, like I'll be on. Like
sure.
I
know you're gonna be on with Two Souls in the upcoming months as well.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah. She was actually one that I wanted to do first. But however the chips fall, is like I'm not gonna be like one of these fucking crybabies like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck you too with your lame ass. You know what I mean? Like, however the dominoes hit the table is like how I'm gonna play the hand. You know what I mean? Two Souls, that's another one. Iceberg, that's another one.
One stop shop for all that shit, homie.
Of course. Jam Hits TV. You already know. We here live, baby.
Nah, I appreciate you, dog. Anything else that you have on your mind that you want to put out there? Drop your plugs. Anything?
Well, you know, you already know. We got the merch. La Merca Superior Imperial. Imperial apparel. We on and popping. I'm gonna be doing consistent drops. Consistent podcasts, consistent music. I got a lot going on, and you know what I mean. It's really too much to say, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's really all I could plug right now. Just be on the lookout, man. If you want to get on my Instagram, it's Evil Emperor Serbs, EVILEMPEROR SERBS. Twitter Serbs _ but I don't really use Twitter like that anymore. Just Instagram, hit me up. You know what I mean. If you want a shirt or anything, I'll fucking make bandanas. I'll make doggy hoodies. I don't care. I'll do it all, bro.
Some wallets.
I don't know, but I gotta hit the wall. I gotta talk to my tia. See if we could get some alligator wallets in this bitch, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Some fucking alligator belts. I'm with it, bro. With the fucking teeth.
I'll wear it, dog. I'll tuck my shirt in for that shit. Like that. You know
fuck yeah. With the gold buckle, bro. The gold buckle.
Oh, fuck. It's been a good time, my brother. I appreciate you. Now on to, we got to enjoy WrestleMania, right?
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah. WrestleMania, for all you wrestling heads out there, bro. That shit, last night was hard. The day one of WrestleMania, I don't really remember the last year's WrestleMania being better than this one. I just know that it was dope. I really loved, and I told you too, I'm like, they're gonna lose. Yeah. Rock and Roman are gonna win, and then tomorrow Cody's gonna get the belt.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen for sure.
And then we're gonna get Rock versus Roman SummerSlam. Yep. That was crazy when Roman speared Rock.
Yeah,
I'm like, I fucking knew it. Yep. So this is gonna be what plays into.
Yeah, he's gonna get his payback tonight. I think so.
Rock. Tonight? You think so?
Yeah, I'm saying The Rock's gonna turn on him tonight.
Oh, maybe. You never know. That's the great part about wrestling is just like.
I'm just saying, happens. Big Serbs, you fucking accidentally spear me, I'm gonna get your ass back.
Hey man, fuck! I have to pull out a Singapore cane on you, bro.
There you
I'm gonna pull out Mr. Sacco.
Yeah, and I'll whoop your ass with your tia's belt that she made for me.
Hey, I'd have to fucking flip this table and give you a rock bottom through this shit.
There you go. That's right. Fuck yeah. Stay tuned for that episode, people. All right, my brother. Well, I appreciate you.
Of course.
We'll do this shit again for sure.
Of course.
We're going to have you perform one day, I'm sure, again, as you have before.
Yeah.
But,
did you see that performance, by the way?
No, I got there later that day.
Man.
Yeah, I got there later.
You
that
missed.
day. You did it
out.
on Sunday, right?
Sunday,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I got later that day. But
Of course, no worries. I'm sure the homie is going to put me on.
Yeah, for sure.
Future day, you know what I mean?
yeah, we'll do it again. But
Of
thank
course.
you, brother. Once again, stay tuned for the next episode. I appreciate you, man.
It's your boy, Big Serbs.
That's right.
We out here.